Good evening and welcome to the meeting of the City of Pleasant Hill Architectural Review Commission for Thursday, December 4th, 2025. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Next is roll call.
Commissioner Brandis.
Here.
Vice Chair Patari.
Here.
Commissioner Weir
Here.
and Chair Nelson.
Here. Next item on the agenda is public comment. This is an opportunity for any member of the public to address the Architectural Review Commission on an item that is under the purview or jurisdiction of the commission, but is not on tonight's agenda. Do we have anyone present who would like to speak on an item that is not on tonight's agenda? All right, seeing no one, we'll close public comment and move on to the minutes. This would be adopting the minutes of our meeting from November 20th. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll move that we accept the minutes from the meeting of December 20th.
And I'll second that.
Commissioner Brandis.
Yes.
Commissioner Patari. Commissioner Weir
Yes.
and Chair Nelson.
Yes. All right. Next item is our one public hearing for this evening, item 6.1, ENT 2025-0027, the Rebel Store addition, remodel, and signage at 606 Contra Costa Boulevard. May we have the staff presentation?
Yes, thank you, Chair Nelson. So the request that we're reviewing this evening will take an existing convenience store on an existing service station, the Shell gas station, and we'll expand it by adding 542 square feet. Existing store currently is 822 square feet. The applicant's also proposing new exterior finishes for the store. They will be relocating an existing Rebel wall sign onto the new elevation of the store. They'll add some rooftop screening to conceal mechanical equipment at the store, as well as refreshing landscape throughout the site, refurbishing an existing trash enclosure to meet current standards, and finally adding 4 new parking spaces to the site to provide parking for the expanded convenience store. This Shell service station has existed with the current style architecture since 1989. Over the years, the ARC has reviewed more than one application to make changes. Recently, in 2020, the ARC approved exterior modifications to the site, including new signage and some new fascia. As recently as May 2025, many commissioners may remember, the ARC reviewed a proposal and approved it for new exterior building colors, new signage, and new fuel pump graphics. And at that point, the convenience store that we are reviewing today was rebranded, and it is now called a Rebel convenience store. Here's a look at the site. It is located on the southwest corner of the intersection of Contra Costa Boulevard and Chilpancingo Parkway. And here's a recent photograph from Contra Costa Boulevard looking westbound at the fuel pump canopy and the Rebel convenience store that's located half underneath the canopy and half on the west side of the canopy. Here's a look at the existing site plan on the left, showing that long rectangular canopy, which spans over a portion of the convenience store underneath of it. On the south side of the site, there's a car wash, as you may recall, but that car wash is not under review tonight. There's also some parking spaces and landscape area along the perimeter on the north side of the site, where the applicant is proposing to add a parking space. or 2 parking spaces, actually. So if you jump over to the image on the right-hand side, that is the proposed site plan. They've added 2 parking spaces along the property boundary on the north side. They've added 2 parking spaces that parallel the existing portion of the convenience store. They're adding some landscape area, and you can see in light blue the convenience store expansion. And finally, the trash enclosure is on the far southwest corner of the site, and that's being refurbished to meet current standards. Here's some additional site photos to give you an idea what that convenience store looks like from different angles. And on the bottom right-hand picture, that's a picture looking at Chilpancingo Parkway and some of the parking spaces and landscape area near that monument sign. The applicants proposed colored renderings of the different elevations, give you a good look at the combination of architectural styles, architectural height, and some of the materials as well. Some of these colors are also provided to you on your table with some color samples and material and color boards. So the new and existing portions of the convenience store would both have the ledgestone veneer wainscoting wrapping the base of the building with a trim above that. Then the body would largely be stucco and painted analytical gray, which would match the existing color that was approved by the ARC in May. And then you could see there's a 2-foot tall fascia on the existing portion that's painted shell silver champagne. That was at the request of the commission in May. However, on the addition of the convenience store, there is no such fascia. Instead, it's an extra tall addition with a cement fiber horizontal paneling that almost looks like a wood lap siding that wraps around all 4 sides of that double height volume. And then finally, it has a shed roof that has a corrugated metal roofing on top of it. Here's what it looks like from the north elevation. You can see the Shell logo. And then on the west and the east elevations. On the east elevation, that's the elevation that faces Contra Costa Boulevard. You can see the Rebel wall sign. Right now, that is on the east-facing facade of the convenience store, and obviously would need to be removed and relocated onto this new elevation should this be approved. In our review, staff did have some concerns that the project maybe was deficient in conforming to our design guidelines. One of our design guidelines encourages additions that are architecturally compatible to the existing structure in a way that it wouldn't appear to be added on or tacked on to a building. So we do have some concerns that maybe the juxtaposition of the old versus the new doesn't create that sense of cohesion. And so staff is seeking feedback from the commission if you feel that there could be enhancements made to the design. We also have some concerns about the sign, the Rebel sign on that elevation. It's a very large space. Just wanted to seek feedback if the commission felt that the proportions and the margins were adequate. I do feel that the Rebel sign should be centered, at least side to side and top to bottom in that upper area, which we would condition the project to meet. The graphic seems to show it a little bit off center. We have some line drawings of the existing and proposed store project. I would also add that on this line drawing, it shows the rooftop screening over the existing portion of the convenience store. That's where all the mechanical equipment is that needs to be shielded from view. The applicant has proposed a corrugated metal screen that projects roughly 2 feet above the existing parapet. which is a pretty typical screening system used on a commercial project. But we do seek input from the commission on the final exterior color of the screen, as none was proposed by the applicant. The commission could consider painting that screening to match the metal roof on the shed roof, the body color of the convenience store, or the champagne silver to match that fascia color on top of the existing convenience store. Here's a couple. This is the details for the wall signs. This was again reviewed and approved in May by the ARC, but it is once again under review since they are removing the sign and replacing it. So this review does include a sign permit. And finally, here's details on the trash enclosure, showing it expanded so they can fit all of the containers required by Republic Services. They're also installing a rooftop to cover it from inclement weather. And finally, the proposed landscape plan to show refresh of most of the existing landscape areas, and then the inclusion of some new landscape area around the convenience store expansion. The plant palette includes a variety of different shrubs and flowers that are all suitable to our climate and pretty typical for commercial properties. They're also proposing to plant additional trees along the street frontage to help fill in some of those areas. And as this project requires an architectural review and it's refurbishing more than 2,000 square feet of landscape area, it will be required to comply with our water efficient landscape ordinance prior to issuance of a building permit. And with that, I'll leave you with the discussion items that I raised during the presentation. Staff is seeking input on the compatibility between the new and existing portions of the store, design-wise and architecturally. Seeking input on the exterior color for the roof screen. And finally, the placement of the sign on the east facade. Our recommendation is that the commission review the proposal and provide direction on the issues raised in the staff report. If the commission determines the project could be approved, staff recommends that the commission accept the CEQA exemption, take any public comment, and approve the architectural review and sign permit subject to the attached conditions of approval with any modifications directed by the commission this evening. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Do we have any questions for staff?
I had a couple of questions. Were there any lighting photometrics submitted? Because I didn't see any lighting along the exterior elevation.
Oh, questions about lighting?
Yes.
Apologies. Yes, there is some, I can talk about lighting. So the gas station obviously is substantially lit by the lights underneath the fuel canopy.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some light standards around the parking lot. They're not proposing any changes to those lights. But staff did recommend a condition of approval that the applicant submit a photometric plan to make sure that that all complies with our light standards in our ordinance. They are adding light fixtures, wall-mounted sconces, and I put an image of that sconce on the lower right-hand corner of this page.
Okay.
It's what I would call a typical commercial sconce,
Okay.
this application. And those would be added around the entrances. So there's a sliding glass door entrance on the north and south elevation, and then there's an employee exit on the rear of the building.
And the second question I had was the landscaping. I see there's a deficiency, right? I mean, there's a 15% versus 25%.
Yes. Yes, so
yeah.
that's true. They don't meet the minimum required 30% landscape for a retail
Mhm.
business zone district. However, historically, the city has permitted that condition to exist as long as an applicant's not proposing to reduce it even further. In this instance, they're actually increasing landscape area.
Okay. That's what I
So,
wanted to check, whether it
yeah.
was what they had before versus what they have now. If it's the same, it's good. I mean, at least it's good, but
yeah,
it's not, they're not decreasing the amount of landscape.
no, they're
that's
not
already there.
decreasing it. Yeah.
Okay. The trash enclosure, I see CMU. Is it painted CMU or is it just gray, standard gray CMU?
They would finish it in stucco and
Okay.
paint it to match the building, analytical gray.
Anything for you?
Do any other commissioners have questions?
I do have a question. Looking at the south elevation, where the pre-finished cedar part of the elevation doesn't line up with the upper trim of the existing building. So there's a little awkward transition there. Is there a reason for that?
I'm not aware of a reason, but the applicant might be able to respond to that question, given the chance.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So just another follow-up question on the exterior. Were there any discussions on the amount of finishes that are there on a small building like this? Because I see a lot of finishes. There's stucco, there's stone, there's siding. At the staff level, was there any discussion on that?
Well, there wasn't a deep discussion on the amount of finishes, but there was discussion on the compatibility.
Mhm.
I think they're using the finishes to accentuate, to give a sense of more architectural depth and complexity to the project. Because they have a big 2-story volume, and so they're using multiple finishes in order to break that up, which can be supported, I suppose, by our citywide design guidelines.
What's the wall finish of the existing building?
Stucco.
It is stucco. Okay, thanks.
This might be an applicant question, but just the intention of that higher roof. Is that housing anything or is it just the above the existing? The part that's going to be finished with the cedar.
Let's look at the plan. So I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe there's nothing there's no usable space up there. They didn't provide an additional floor plan to show like a mezzanine or a 2nd-story storage or anything like that.
Should we call up the applicant?
Mhm.
Okay. Then we'll open the public hearing. I would invite anyone who is here representing the project, the applicant, the owner, whoever is here to speak on this project to come up to the podium.
Thank you for taking the time to look at our design for presenting. Just a little bit of background. Rebel is a national brand that we acquired from an originated in the Vegas market. And as we are remodeling,
And I'm going to ask you to also state your name for the record, please.
all right, my name is Shital Shah.
And you can move it up. You can adjust. Yeah, there you go.
My name is Shital Shah. I'm the Director of Maintenance and Facilities for the company. And here I'm representing the owners. So what we are looking to do is expand the building and to allow us to bring in more equipment and then expand the offering in the C-store. Rebel is a national brand that we have spread across 16 states. And as we are remodeling our stores, we are rebranding our the C store. Basically, before it was just a food mart, but now we're branding it Rebel and bringing in our private label products just associated with the brand. And one of the questions I heard or comment was about the different materials we are using. That's kind of the materials we have used across other remodels we have done. We have a remodel that we did last year in San Leandro, the city of San Leandro. We are doing in Oakland, and the next is in your city. So we're trying to keep that brand consistency with the material we're using on the exterior.
I
And
think my question wasn't necessarily with the materials that are used, but with the amount of materials that are used. So like the wainscot, I'm not sure what the original wainscot was with the existing, well, I see stone base. Was there a stone base before?
right, the veneer stone, yeah. Before it was just stucco, so we're adding that
Okay.
at the base, all right? Yeah.
Because I see some striped lines on the original elevation. I was wondering what that original wainscot was.
I think there was just maybe some tile that was painted over, so we're
Okay.
replacing it with the stone veneer now.
So I like the idea of the siding, but didn't you all think about just continuing the siding down all the way to the lower band and not even have that mid band? At least it would have expressed that mass that you're adding to it a little more prominently.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think there's just too many materials right now that could be just clamoring for attention. And
Got it.
that's my opinion on it.
I mean, if there's anything else you'd like to say, it's your time. If there's anything you'd like to add to what Andrew said, and also if we have any questions, if you're finished,
Yeah,
and if we have any
thank you. I think
questions.
Andrew covered it,
Okay.
very well for our intent for this design. And we're just looking for your approval at this moment.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Do we have any other questions for the applicant?
Well, I just, to follow up, the kind of the intent of the larger space, is it going to be an elevated roof? Are you using it as like a storage?
No, there is just an elevated roof. Yeah, because currently the store is what we call under canopy. So we're trying to create something above it so there's more visibility. Yeah.
Okay, if we have no other questions for the applicant, then you can have a seat. If anything else comes up, we'll ask you to come back up.
Sure.
Thank you. All right, there is no one else here in attendance, so I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing and we can discuss as the commission. Would anyone like to begin?
Yeah, I think the way I see it is it would be good to limit it to just two materials instead of having apart from the screen, which I understand needs to be screened up there. But if we just left it to siding and stucco and not have a smaller stone base with stucco in the middle and then siding on the top, it's just too distracting architecturally, I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Atul, because I'm having trouble hearing from your mic. So did you feel that there were too many
I think there are
materials?
too many materials. There's a lot of play between stucco, between stone, between siding, between metal. I understand the metal because it's a roof, it's a sloping roof. You need to have corrugated metal. That's the best option. I don't even have any issues with the siding. The siding looks good. It has that residential kind of reflection on it. But mixing that siding with stucco and stone, I think it just gets a little bit too much visually.
Mhm.
And I think I would rather see that siding just come down all the way to the trim that's at the base. That way, it at least expresses the new addition as a mass in itself.
Well, I think there's a bit of maybe a conflict. One of the things that Andrew brought up was cohesion and the new addition looking like a new addition. And so I think, to me, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but the only thing that really ties them together is the stonework, that makes it look like it could have been built together. Everything else is clearly separate. And so I'm not expressing good or bad. I'm just stating that, that was one of the things Andrew brought up that was, it's almost like it almost seems like it's halfway in between, right? Like it's kind of tied together. It's almost like it should be either tied together or almost the opposite of what Andrew, asked us to look at was this is clearly one part of it and this is clearly another. So, and bringing the siding all the way down would definitely,
Yeah, either
Do
that
the
or I
latter.
could just continue the stucco.
Yeah.
Right, and not even have the side.
or I meant, if I said stucco, I meant siding.
So I, for one, I'm very happy to see the changes on the site. I think it's going to be a big improvement. So I'm definitely all for what you're doing. I do like the stone at the bottom because I think it's an elevated finish.
Mhm.
And so I think it does give us continuity with the existing building, and I think it's a nice finish.
I personally like that finish, especially at things like gas stations. They're so utilitarian
Mhm.
to have something else
Yes,
added.
I agree.
I would agree. I don't mind the finish, especially when, with these elevations, we don't see with the plantscape around it, but there's going to be vines at the front. That will minimize some of that. There's around 3 of the 4 sides, there will be some plantscape. So, I mean, I do think it elevates it. I don't think it takes away too much, pulls it together. What's kind of throwing me off is kind of the redder finish on these drawings when it will be a little bit more muted.
Mm.
But I'm okay with it.
And this is the actual material. This is the color.
Yeah, that's very different.
Yeah, it's very different.
Yeah. That was what was throwing me off, was kind of the red tone.
Well, maybe we could knock out something easy. The sign, the east-facing sign, do we think it should be equidistant, vertically and horizontally centered in the?
Centered.
Okay, there we go.
Agreed.
There's
and
one.
That's the Contra Costa side too,
Yeah.
so that's the predominant side. I do think it should be centered. Is the size compliant with our standards? And
Okay, so center of the sign. What do you all think about painting the mechanical screen to match this? With that, it's not on our elevation, it's not on the color.
Got it.
But, in this effort to try and tie it together a little more, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I don't see any issue with that. I think that will definitely.
I would recommend either that finish or the shell. Is that what's the trim? The shell silver. Yeah, either of those two darker.
Shell silver champagne, that's the color you
color.
see right there in that image on the fascia.
I mean, I know that's not a realistic changes, but they're pretty close
For the
Mhm.
siding or for the screen?
for the screen.
Then you're introducing another color now to the whole sequence, right?
What's this color? That one would just be the color.
Yeah,
Trim.
it could be
of the
just that
screen
color.
also.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Okay, got it.
we're on the same page.
So I'm just questioning, the screen wouldn't be painted to match the roof tile color to fade in more than standing out?
The roof tile.
The
I mean,
roofing.
the corrugated siding, roof siding, which is is that the forged steel for the,
Yeah, that's the shed roof material color.
okay,
And the shed roof metal flashing.
the fascia,
Yeah, or that color. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's,
that should be fine too.
I just liked the idea of adding a color to it that appears on the addition. I mean, it sounds like we don't have a big issue with it. Lack of cohesion. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it seems like it's just the details now, the colors of the various components. The third item, Andrew, it was, yeah, I mean, the color of the mechanical screen was one of the things that was brought up. So should we land on one of those? Which one do we think it should be? The shell silver was suggested, or the forged steel, the darker one was suggested.
I think I would go with the forged steel.
You think forged steel?
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
Okay, okay. So forged steel for the color of the mechanical screen. And I mean, those are the three issues that I had: the cohesion, the sign margins, and the mechanical screen. Was there
Four
another?
was just a general signage, which we've already approved, but
Yeah.
it's back in play
Yeah,
because it changes. Landscaping.
yeah. Did we have, why, the three things that Andrew brought up really for our, that he highlighted for our, but yeah, the landscaping, I think should be discussed.
The landscaping is pretty much all drought resistant, so I'm okay with the landscaping because it's water conserving.
I think it'll be a
Drought
big
resistant.
improvement.
Yeah.
Well, and especially adding taller bushes over there where you've got the risers for the vents. You know, wow, it's on this one. Here, you've got it right
Got
there.
it.
These, the venting system, right? That's what it is for the underground tanks. Isn't that what that is?
On the,
I mean, they're
North.
prominent right now. They're right out at at the corner. And then I think also the air and water is over there. So, giving some screening to that is good. This really is a kind of I mean, it's a gateway. And I mean, you get off 680 South, you're fed to this intersection, and this is what you see. This is an in and out. So I think it is really important that corner look good.
and I appreciate the landscaping around the new addition. That is going to be nice. Having some greenery there. And the very last thing that Andrew mentioned was just about the condition of approval to submit a lighting schedule, essentially.
Oh, right. That was brought up.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, is that just out of curiosity, if when the applicant submits that, if it's just a check for compliance, if in non-compliance, they'll be compelled to,
Yeah.
even though it's not an item that okay.
It's not really a discretionary item, to be honest. We just
Yeah,
wanted to make you aware that
Okay.
we'll review the lighting to make sure that they're within the allowed foot candles.
Okay.
Mhm.
Was there anything else to discuss then? I feel like we have addressed everything. We are fine with the cohesion issue. We've addressed the sign margins. We've indicated that the mechanical screen should be forged steel. Doesn't sound like we have any issues or any changes to make to the landscaping.
Right,
And we're good with the trash enclosure, what's proposed there.
yes.
And what was the color of the trash enclosure? It's the same as the walls? Okay.
Would we have to, does this feedback, do we need to make, we don't need to make any modifications to the conditions, right?
No, we'll just add the
Okay.
selections that you've made to the conditions of approval.
Okay. Then are we ready to make a motion? Would anyone like to?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I motion to approve this plan with and accept the CEQA exemption with the understanding that the signage on the Contra Costa side should be centered. The color of the screen should be painted the forged seal. And we approve the general signage, general landscaping.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Brandis,
Yes.
Commissioner Patari,
Yes.
Commissioner Weir,
Yes.
and Chair Nelson.
Yes. All right. Yep. Thank you.
The site looks a little darker maybe on the picture, but that's what it looks
Okay. Yeah.
And the three elements, how they come together.
Yeah.
Step over the siding and the stone veneer at the bottom of the.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. That looks very nice. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Really nice.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. That's the same stone, then, those color renderings, it made the colors pop a lot more than they're actually going to be. So,
I
yeah.
don't know if that bottom will scale, but that's okay.
Yeah, there's that.
Veneer.
It looks pretty low on here. but Yeah. Okay. Next item is staff communications.
I don't have any specific communications. Well, I won't jump ahead, but the next item I'll communicate on.
Well, then let's jump to the next item.
I just want to mention that we've put our 2026 meeting dates, so just acknowledge that you've received those. The only thing just of consideration is there'll be only one meeting date in January because of the holiday.
All right. Did any commissioners have anything? We kind of skipped.
We currently have a scheduled meeting, so the next meeting is scheduled for December 18th. Though as of now, we don't have anything scheduled. Okay.
I will as well, actually.
And me too.
All right.
Well, then there's no meeting on the
Did not
18th.
look like we were going to have anything anyways, but we definitely now will not.
All right.
I just want to say the tree lighting was really lovely. Was a couple weeks ago already. It just was really nice. I didn't go if we had one last year and it just,
Oh,
I
down
ran
here?
it. Yeah, it was fantastic and so busy. So just putting that on the record.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's a nice event. All right, then if we have no other communications, it sounds like there will not be an Architectural Review Commission meeting on the 18th. We won't have a quorum, and apparently there are no items anyway. So with that, we'll adjourn for tonight and I guess for 2025. All right, thanks, everyone.
This year went by